So we are going to be ranking the top 5 modifications that I did to my Trident 660. Now, whether or not I think they're valuable, do I regret spending my money doing this work on this bike? And also, there is a teaser right here. And that teaser basically is, did you see my cases hit the ground? Do you want to find out how they held up? Well, stay tuned. So the first modification that we're going to cover is this Yoshimura AT2 exhaust. Yoshi, do I regret it? Let's get into that, but let's hear it first. So this is the Yoshimura AT2 exhaust. This is part of their racing line, meaning it is not EPA approved. It is for track days, right? Now this thing is going to cut your stock exhaust on the Trident by about half. So we're going from 17 pounds to about 9 pounds. That equates to about 5 or 6 ponies. Your horsepower is going to go up. Let's face it, you're probably not buying this, especially if you're putting it on a Trident. You're not buying it to get that performance boost. You're buying it because you like that low, resonant, rumbly sound. And so this thing sounds amazing compared to anything else you could put on a bike. One, it's got a pre-muffler, and that pre-muffler shapes the sound and gives it this like low, rumbly, angry sound. I mean, I freaking love it. It is the GOAT muffler. Now, a couple other facts. We have a carbon fiber tip. It gives it that sleek look. It also has a little bit more ground clearance than the original. And then finally, let's talk about, was it worth it? Now, in terms of cost, let's do a quick analysis. You're looking at $1,500 delivered to your door. Then you have to flash the ECU. That's another $400 or $500. If you're lucky, it is an imported bike. It might run more. And then finally, you also have to install it. And if you're not going to do it yourself, you're going to have to pay someone to do it. So that's also going to run you about $600 or $700. So for price point, I'm going to go ahead and give this $3 signs, meaning it is very expensive. Installing a full exhaust system is no joke. In terms of installation, I'm going to go ahead and give this 3 wrenches. It's a pain in the ass. If you are going to install it yourself, do yourself a favor and do not reuse the header gaskets. I will repeat, do not reuse the header gaskets. They are crush gaskets. They will not get a seal and you will be disappointed. And let's talk about value. One, honestly, putting this exhaust on a Trident, a mid-range bike, not the best idea. Honestly, save it for a speed triple or a leader bike. That's my honest opinion. But if you have to, it is probably the best sounding exhaust out there. The product, 3 thumbs up. Putting it on a Trident, probably like 1.5 thumbs up. Not very logical, but if you must, you won't be disappointed. So let's talk about this Corbin seat here. It's a custom seat. You can go on Corbin.com and you can basically pick out of like 1,000 different colorways, textures, and styles. The only problem is that you can literally be lost on that website for hours and still have that feeling of like, I don't know, man, is this going to look good on my bike or is it going to look like shit, right? And so the one thing I would recommend is once you get that seat picked out that you think is going to look good, go on to AI and basically give it a picture of a seat that you made. Also give it a picture of your bike and have AI visualize what it would look like on your bike. And that way, there really is less guesswork, right? The hardest thing about this is the texture, because if you look at the texture, you really can't tell on the Corbin site what that texture is going to look like. Now, in terms of comfort, right? Because you bought this seat because you wanted something more comfortable. Well, the stock seat on the Trident is kind of like riding on the back of an otter or a seal. It is very slippery, and you slide into the tank. And I imagine that if I was going to get rear-ended, my nuts would probably hit this thing going 20 miles per hour and bust, right? So this did solve a problem for me, which is it is a little bit more tacky because it has this texture, and you do not constantly slide into the tank, which I prefer. I can still shift my weight over if I have to, but you do not slide into the tank, which is nice. Also, it is marginally more comfortable. I'm not going to go ahead and say like it is the most comfortable seat I've been on, because it is a seat on a naked bike, but it is definitely a little more comfortable than that stock seat. So in terms of ranking, I'm going to go ahead and say it was $800. We're going to give that $2 signs, meaning it was moderately expensive. In terms of installation, it took me about 20 minutes in a trip to Ace Hardware. I did have to buy some O-rings to install it, but other than that, it was really simple. So like ease of installation, it's pretty simple to install. I'm gonna go ahead and give that 1 wrench. It was easy. And then in terms of value, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 1.5 or a 2. Again, it's not like worlds more comfortable, but it is marginally maybe 10 or 15% more comfortable than the stock. Now we're getting to the good stuff. I had a teaser up here. It showed these things bouncing off of the cement at 55 miles per hour, right? And you're all like, what a dumbass. I want to see that. So we're going to go ahead and play that clip just so you can get it over with. And I'm going to give an explanation of what happened in a second. So it was my maiden voyage, and I had just put on these Hepco and Becker Orbital cases, and I was so happy as a clam. And I'm going to go ahead and call myself a dumbass, so you don't have to. If you want to, go ahead, put it in the comments. I don't care. So I didn't realize that, like, obviously they're locking saddlebags. They lock to the bike, but I didn't realize that you had to pull the key out. If you leave the key in after you've locked it, there is a chance, now we know, that as you hit bumps, the key slowly turns, it unlocks, boom. The bag comes flying off 50 miles per hour, bounces 8 feet in the air, and we're going to talk about the consequences of that. So this is the saddlebag that took the impact. Again, it came off a bike going about 55 miles per hour. It bounced in the air several times. Like if you think about dropping a golf ball, that's what I saw in my rearview mirror. And for the love of God, these things are made so durable. Like look at, there's barely any road rash at all. And so, again, there's like really nothing in here. I was pretty amazed with the build quality. Like I had definitely, when it first fell off my bike and I saw it bounce in the rearview mirror, I was like, man, that thing is going to explode on impact. It is going to be shattered. So Hepco and Becker, if you are watching this, I would be more than happy to mail you this damaged case that is still functional, and you could use the video if you send me an undamaged case. Deal? Let me know. So let's go ahead and talk about why I ended up buying these bags. 1, they are hard cases. I did not want to get soft cases. 2, they are completely waterproof, so you can go on a trip and if it rains, you're not going to have everything inside totally wet. 3, they lock onto the bike, which is wonderful. They also lock in general, so you can put things like your gloves, your expensive gear in these and not worry about them being stolen while you're out. I live in Chicago, these things happen. So the third thing is that they detach from the bike very easily. You basically put the key in, you turn it, and you lift it up like it's a suitcase, and there it is. Now, if you are very concerned about the aesthetics of your bike, 1, I think that these bags look wonderful on the bike as is, but if you don't want to have, or you don't want to carry anything, you can basically take them off and ride the bike with just the SIBO system. So this is the mounting system that they have. Again, this is a Hepco and Becker mounting system, very easy to install. And then here is the Orbital Hepco and Becker case. They lock in place very simply, and then they open with a turn of a key. So in summary, for the Hepco and Becker Orbital cases, let's go ahead and rank them. And we're gonna go in reverse this time, so we're gonna start with the value. I use these cases all the friggin' time. I like to go and do errands, pick up things, lock up my gear while I'm doing something. These are invaluable to me. I would absolutely install them again and again in a heartbeat. Let's talk about the ease of installation. Very easy to install. I'd probably give them 2 wrenches out of 3. You know, it took me maybe about 30 minutes to an hour to install them. And then finally, let's talk about the cost. They were about all in $800. I paid $400 for the SIBO system and then $400 for the cases. I'm gonna go ahead and give that $2 for a moderate cost, but well worth it. Would buy again. Now we're gonna be talking about this Puig windshield. One, the stock Trident 660 does not come with a windshield because it is a naked bike. It does not want to be this. It is not a touring bike. It is not an adventure bike, but that means when you go down the highway, you're gonna hit a lot of wind, you're gonna get some bugs. This windshield is not the tallest windshield, right? So I think that the difference between the windshield and not the windshield was very, very marginal. I would not install this windshield again. It does protect from some wind, but I would probably look to see if there's something that was a little taller, because again, it's providing minimal effort. So the Puig would be a pass. In terms of cost, it was $1 sign. It wasn't very expensive. I think it was like $120 if I'm thinking right. In terms of installation, it took me about 30 minutes to install, maybe 20. Very easy. I'm gonna go ahead and give that one wrench. And then finally, do I get a lot of value out of it? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I'm gonna give it one thumbs up because I do think that it doesn't really do the job that I was expecting it to do. Then finally, we have the Swiss Motech engine guard. And this is like having health insurance, right? Like you don't really care about it, you don't think about it until you do. So it's nothing fancy. I do think that it is not aesthetically unappealing, like it doesn't make the bike look dramatically worse than it could. I think there are probably some engine guards out there that look horrible. And then I added these Evotech sliders on the front as well as the rear tires. Ultimately, again, it's like a life insurance policy. You don't really know you want it or need it until you do. So this one's gonna be kind of hard to rank, but it was not very expensive either. So in terms of the sliders, one, the cost is really cheap. I think all in sliders, engine guard, I was up, like maybe I was spending $100, $150. Wasn't that much money. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it $1 sign. And then in terms of installation, really easy. The only thing was the engine guard was a little bit of a pain in the ass because you had to get behind the radiator and there was some issues, but overall, was able to do it. I would go ahead and give that one, maybe two wrenches because of the pain in the ass behind the radiator. And then three, the value, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a 2 because again, it's like a life insurance policy. You're not gonna know you need it until you do. So to summarize, we just went through the 5 modifications and accessories that I did to my Trident 660. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna ride to a grocery store and show you just how valuable and useful these Orbital side cases are. And while I do that, I'm gonna rank order all of the modifications from the most valuable, the things that I like the most, to the least.
The grocery store, we are going to rank our top 5 modifications. And we're going to do them from the best modification that I've done to the worst, the one that I feel like is adding the least amount of value. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Hepco and Becker saddlebags or hard orbital cases are #1 my favorite addition. I use them all the time. I store my gloves in them. I store other valuables as well as hauling things like from the grocery store, from going to like a convenience store, 7-Eleven. They are just extremely convenient. I do not know what I would do without them. But there is a guy who was just like riding me and I was going 15 miles over the speed limit already, so it's just kind of crazy. But there is a dude who's on my tail and a little bit of bad driving ensued, so I'm just I cut that piece out. So let's go ahead and resume our ranking. So we're talking about #2, and it's a little controversial, but that AT2 Yoshi exhaust. I know, I should have put it on a speed triple, put it on a bigger, badder bike, but I put it on the Trident. I'm happy every single day I hear my bike. I go, oh, that sounds so good. It just sounds so good. I like it. I know it was logically stupid, but sometimes we have to make stupid decisions in our life. Alrighty, let's go ahead and talk about #3, and that is the Corbin Seat. Again, it's marginally better. It definitely keeps me from slipping towards the tank, but I definitely think that it is probably my #3. #4, the sliders and the engine guard. Again, you're not going to want them until you need them, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and say I have peace of mind. I'm glad I've installed those suckers. And then number 5, the modification that I feel like added the least value was that Puig Windshield. And again, it just doesn't block that much wind. I'm not feeling like I'm getting much gains. I've taken it on the highway with the Puig and without the Puig, and I really don't notice much of a difference. So Puig is number 5. Hey, if you like the content, if you like watching me do things on my bike, go ahead and subscribe, like, leave a comment. Again, I'm not a monetized channel at the time of recording this, but I'd like to get there.
So one of the main thing I use these Orbital side cases for is basically locking out my gloves. Let me show you. Right? We throw gloves in, close the case, and we lock it up. I will say that the key is a little finicky sometimes, just like that. So we made it to Mariano's. We were going to go pick up some groceries, and then we're going to see how well those Orbital Hepco and Becker cases do in holding our groceries and bringing them home. So I have faith. I think we can pack all of these groceries, $44 worth, into those side cases. Let's try. So I think that the Tetris theme music is of dubious copyright, so if I research and find out I can do Tetris theme music to this, I will. So let's play some Tetris. We're going to start with these. Again, the only weird thing, and when you're packing these, they do have liners that they sell separately, so it's easier because you can just basically fill up a liner and then shove it in. I'm just going to keep packing and see what we could do here. Soft insulator. Let's go over here. Again, the shape is a little odd. You know, like they're shaped kind of funny, and so like you can't fit a lot of items in there because of that shape. Hopefully the buns don't get squished. And the beer is going to be a challenge. I'll put the beer right there. Okay, we'll take the marshmallows out, and I think and now we're gonna try to lock that. I mean, I'm squishing some things, but it is fitting. Overall, there we go. $44 worth of groceries, all stuffed into those 2 side cases. I'm pretty happy. Ease of installation. Oh no.
Go!